Call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Holder.
Present.
Royster here. Firth.
Here.
Fixler.
Yes. Item number 3, approve minutes of the previous meeting. And they should be in front of you.
Come on over, Randy, so you can hear.
Any additions or corrections to the minutes as stated?
I'll move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second.
Been moved and second. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Holder.
Yes.
Royster, yes. Firth.
Yes.
Bixler.
Yes. Item number 4 on the agenda is a motion to enter into executive session. Do we have a motion to enter into executive session at this time? I'll make a motion. Okay, we have a motion to enter executive session. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call.
Holder.
Yes.
Royster, yes. Firth.
Yes.
Bixler.
Yes.
Okay.
Item number 7, discuss any possible action regarding matters discussed in executive session. I think we have none. Okay, item number 8 is discuss possible action regarding the Martin Marietta lease.
Nothing to report at this time. We're still waiting for them to respond.
Okay, thank you, Todd. Item number 9 is discuss any action regarding rail maintenance. Anything different than what we've already done, or any issues?
I'd like for everybody to consider us spending a portion of our allotted rail maintenance money for the cleanup of the rail. So right now, if you go down there and look, we have the track that's been used the heaviest has a lot of residue rock on top of the ties, and there's a lot of residue, and it won't cause a derailment at this point. It's just a lot of extra residue. I'm somewhat optimistic that 17 is going to be much better for us than 16, and I am proposing that we clean that heavily affected siding out and have Track Works do it. We have a bid that is tail dated now for cleaning that up. Because if we wait until we start getting busy, then we may have a scheduling issue. And it could be that they're looking for something to do in our area. And it could be that if we tell them we're not in a huge hurry, they could work us in a few days here, a few days there. We might get a little better favor with it. We have a nice supply of money sitting there. We're not bringing money in. We understand that, or I understand that, but I would like for us to consider, and if we don't want to take action on it, because we have a lot of agenda items, we don't want to take action on it this month, I'd like for everybody to think about it for next.
Can I ask a question? Do you know how they do that?
Yeah, they have a device that goes and they pick it up and shake it and move it down, and then sometimes they extract some of the ballast off the top of it. If there's too much, then they have to take it out. But they actually go back.
But this rock's in between the tracks.
Yes, it's in between and on top of. So you have your bed, and then you have the ties and the rail, and then they come in and put a little bit of rock back on top, and it sweeps off the ties. So there's an extra deterioration that's happening because we have rock on top of the ties, because it holds moisture and it doesn't shed off of that. So it's deteriorating those ties. Not horribly, but it is deteriorating to that ties.
I got a question. Do you think it's out of the question to rig a skid steer that'll fit in between those ties and go down through there with a bucket and collect that out of there?
We might be able to do that on that track, which is the north track, to do that. I don't know.
I don't think
The only thing that you really have to be concerned about is tearing up the ties that are there.
Right,
So,
right.
and knocking the spikes out. They've got a machine that picks up the rail and shakes it and sets it back down so that it's, so they don't, and then sometimes they just go through with shovels and remove part of that ballast. I don't know. Is it out of the reason? No, it's not out of the reason. Now, because we have a contract for them to do our rail maintenance, it could be that if we do that, we might cause some damage that they'd have to come back and fix, but if it's a cheaper dollar amount, then it may be something we need to think about.
Well, what I'm thinking about is I could rig a bucket with the skids on the side of it that didn't ever let it get into the tracks, to the rails, or the ties, and go down through there and take it off, whatever. If I don't know the width of those ties, if you could get a skid loader through there, but I'd take it out for the rock that's in there.
Well, then why don't you go look at it and then maybe.
Okay, I mean, does that sound
No, sure.
reasonable? I
No, I'm
mean,
game for anything. I just want it cleaned
Those
up.
are 8-foot ties.
Randy, I'm gonna send you the bid that we got for this last, December of 2015. That kind of outlines
okay.
what they do or whatever. I mean,
I'd be interested to see how they do it, but I mean, I can imagine, I don't know how wide those are, but if I could get a skid loader down through there, I could put some, just like on a swather, some skids where it wouldn't get, the bucket couldn't get into the ties and leave, get it to where it would just leave a minimal amount at those ties.
this includes, it's broken up into different deals, but this also had it broke out to clean the crossings. Those cross flange ways would be cleaned out to allow the depth of the wheel flange, because those crossings are, like the rail is almost completely covered.
Yeah.
Which is almost the way it's supposed to be, except for
Except for the rail.
where the cars go through.
Right,
By design, and there's 6
but
or
I
8
just sent
of
that
those.
to you.
Okay.
Okay, great. Oh, we'll see that next month. Everybody be thinking. That's all I have.
Okay, I'll look at, is there anybody that I can talk to that, Joe, do you ever spill grain in there? How do you get it out? Or
No, we always just manpower and
Okay.
shovel, but are you gonna find a bucket that narrow?
I'll cut it down.
Yeah,
I mean, the width of the bucket is not the problem, the getting a skid, I don't know if a skid steer will fit in between, but it's gotta fit in between the tracks.
I think
Well,
I
it
believe
won't
well,
Huh?
you'd have to buy a smaller, you have to have one of them small ones.
Well, you're
There
probably
wouldn't
not
any
gonna have
mine
a
ever
very
fit in
big
there.
bucket either, but you see,
Yeah.
but you can cut the bucket down, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure the arms will fit in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
If the skid steer will fit in there, I can revamp the bucket to fit in there.
Our skid steer's too big, they wouldn't fit in between those tracks.
Okay,
We
I
had to
didn't
straddle.
know.
And we
Okay.
did all the time, but
Are they the bigger skid steers?
yeah. Yeah, there was, 753s, Bobcats.
Okay, that's not very big in today's standards.
No,
I've
no,
got
it's
one
not.
of them, and I figured it would fit.
No,
I've
it
got one
won't
of
fit.
those at home,
No,
and
it
they
won't
wouldn't
fit.
fit.
It won't fit.
Todd, did you say they take the spikes out and lift the rail, or what
No,
did
they
you?
pick the whole thing. They have a machine that goes through and it picks up, grabs a hold of the rail and it picks up the rail and the ties and all.
Shakes it, vibrates it, lets the rock
Lets it
back
back down
down.
and filters it. It's a very amazing process.
it's
I
how they
guess
lay
so.
it.
Yeah, they've done,
How they
they've done
get
that
it
by
back
the
down to
elevator.
where it was is
That's
the
what
hard part.
They
I mean,
did, I
how
don't
they
know,
lay
but
it.
it works, because
When they were
it
building it,
vibrates it back down to
that's
where it
where it
was. It's the
was,
most
yeah.
amazing thing you've ever seen. But anyway.
Well,
next
but
month.
we're adding more rock. I mean, back to that, when you're shaking it, that rock is falling down underneath the
the
ties,
ties, right?
right?
You were asking me to explain something that I don't know. I just reached.
Well, I'm just, we have this level we want, they want it.
Makes sense they're adding rock to it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Raising it up.
Raising
And
it.
almost have to raise it the same amount each
raising it,
time,
yeah,
because you win.
exactly.
And, I mean, I don't know how you get it out from under there.
Yeah.
That's like trying to make water run uphill. It seems to me.
I thought you said you could do that.
I know.
All right. Item number 10, we're gonna revisit this item number 9. Shelley, so I'll just put it on the agenda next time. And item number 10 is to approve the finance report that you have in front of you at this time. It would seem like we just lean on you all the time, but I'm gonna lean on you another time, one more time.
Well, it looks about like it did last time. And I don't really care when we do it, but I don't think that there is a snowball's chance of being able to receive the money that's due from Chaparral Drilling Fluids based on the fact that they filed for bankruptcy. And we've gotten the last payment from them that we will get, according to the bankruptcy judge. So, and I don't know that we need to charge it off now. It might be an accountant question, but at some point in time, that'll have to go away, because it won't. It looks like we're falsely inflating our books, because we will not get that. But we did get the property back, and the improvements that were made down there, the concrete, a skinless building, but utility poles, access. I mean, we didn't lose on that deal. We got the rent 75 or 90% paid on the building, plus we got an enormous amount of concrete and chain link fence around the outside of it. It was a win-win deal for us. That's that. All of our payments are accrued and ready to go. And again, that number that says Bank Central NA income other is what we have. That is what would be disposable income. Everything else is accrued for payments that we will make. Okay? If I don't need to explain any of that anymore. And one question that traditionally comes up,
From Kelly?
yeah, the check that traditionally comes up is, have we accrued for this month? And the answer is yes, we have accrued all of our payments for this month. And as we make our payments to the bank or to the Red Leg or whatever, that comes out of those accounts that are at the top of the financial statement. We did receive rent from our renter, County Feasing, and that has been deposited, and that is not reflected on this time. $5,937.15.
And you will get a check for TIF this month for 68,000 something. I'm not sure how much.
Our cash flow, we got the rent. And the rock, the rail car, the load of rock.
We haven't gotten that, we haven't got that yet.
So you got the TIF and the rail.
That'll
For
be
next,
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have anything else unless you guys have more questions.
Does any member have any questions at this time they'd like to pursue?
Hey Shelley, how much did you say the TIF was next month?
It's gonna be over 68,000, but I'm not sure exactly the dollar amount.
How many of those payments a year? Is that
So we get one big one, and then they trickle out after that.
Mhm.
Generally 2 or 3. There's this one, and then 69 days we'll
Like
get another one. and then
140 or
balance.
100.
Yeah, I think it was
1,000.
140 something, seemed like. That they'll get this year.
Well, where did I get, was last year at 87,000 at this time?
I think you're right.
Might be.
I mean, somewhere I had an 87,000 that stuck
They
in my
ended up
head.
getting 103,000, is that right, last year altogether?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna know off the top of my head.
Well, I
It might have
think
been
you're right, that it was
116,000
more
actually.
Well, I wondered
It
if that
just
was an
depends on
indication that everything was gonna be down. Is why I was
Oh.
curious,
Well, I don't
that
know.
the total would be down. I mean,
Don't know.
and I don't even know where I got this 87,000, but I thought at one time there was an 87,000 tip check.
Check, it
Well,
might have been.
And,
It's a lead pipe since that we're not gonna get the money from Sandridge that they would have paid.
right,
So,
yeah.
you know, that's gonna be
So,
down, it's gonna be
yeah.
down some.
True.
And I might have been dreaming that.
Okay, well, we'll wait till Sonia comes back in because she's the next person on the agenda, so. You all right, Randy, do you need to go, or?
Oh, I got a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the Fair Board meeting. Lynn, are you coming?
No, I gotta go run the paper.
Oh.
I had planned to, but didn't have enough people. And they also tipped me off, they're probably not gonna have a quorum. That
Well,
was the strangest meeting we covered. They still go ahead and have their meeting even though they don't have a quorum.
well, I think they just discussed things. They
Right,
didn't make
they don't
any
vote.
decisions, did
Right.
they?
And I got to thinking, well, that's no different than a committee, you know,
Right.
Well, if they'd have met on the street, they could talk about it.
if it's not a quorum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Most people the meetings I go to, they don't have a quorum. Well, let's go home, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
How many's on that?
9.
That's what I thought.
That's why they're such a
Takes-
trouble.
Yeah,
Quorum.
takes 5.
And you have, what, how many, 3 out of each?
3 out of
district?
each district.
You appoint, or is there still a vote?
There's an election,
Coming
This
up.
month,
Coming up.
but they have to come to each shed and vote. You gotta go to Shelley's office to sign up if they want on.
yeah, it's filed there.
Wow.
So Stan can do it.
No,
That's
I
right.
don't want to do it. I just can remember the dynamics. I knew there was, my dad was on the fair board forever. I knew there was county shed deal and things, and I just,
Look at you.
Here's the last 2 years. Last year, January payment was $34,942.09. The year before that, it was $38,963.51.
I was
And this
dreaming
year's double.
87 now.
I don't think you were.
What's up?
So what was the total then?
Last year's total was $103,301.84, and the year before it was $116,926.01.
I had the two numbers right, I just had them backwards.
So will this be, since we've got this bigger payment at this time, does that mean there'll be
There
more?
will be more, it's gonna be
Than these other years.
140-some thousand is what I think
Is what they told us.
they figured, so, yeah.
And they'll just come in,
And
As they
and
get- as
5
people
checks
pay.
is what we've got, is what we've received, and one in January, February, March, April, and May.
The Sandridge deal, Todd, won't be reflected till next year's, because January 1 of 16, they were there. I always forget that. It's
Were they?
as of the property, January 1.
oh, because
Right.
they were still,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but this January 1,
they were
they
physically
weren't.
But
gone.
I don't know that we will receive it. Will we? Because if they don't pay it, I don't think we get it, do they?
I don't think so.
I think that's, and I don't know.
But can they get out of that?
I think they, I don't know. I think if we sue them, but I think we'd have to spend, I don't know.
Well, I don't think it'd
I don't
be
know.
you, it'd be the assessor or the treasurer. I don't know how they handle that.
Maybe the court, the clerk, county clerk.
Leave me out of the money part of
She's
it.
taxed.
All I did is deposit it.
You're right.
Well, I did write the checks, but no. I don't
All
go
right,
collecting.
Sonia, your item number 11.
Did you already do the approval on all that,
No, we did not.
Oh, I'm
approve it.
sorry.
of the financial report?
Apologize. You're right. We need a motion to approve the financial report.
So moved.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Holder,
Yes.
Rooster, yes. Firth.
Yes.
Bixler.
Yes. Okay, now we're ready for item number 11.
Okay. Still working the leads that we presented to you. Have a request for worked on turkey hunt, planning the same strategy we did last year with inviting our contractors from the county to come on the projects. Clean line, trade winds. Would like your assistance in that and helping make sure that they're there. Bob, I know that you will be there helping because you're going to be guiding. And last year, everybody was very good about coming and helping. I'm going to ask you guys to come and do it again
It's the hardest thing I had to do all year, but I'll try to do it.
because that networking, I think, is instrumental in helping make sure that we stay on
I
the
agree.
forefront and getting trade winds to
It's very
look
impressive.
out there. And
You're-
that was one of the best meetings that we had, and the lieutenant governor is so pleased with how we handle ours and the meetings that go on during our turkey hunt and stuff, and that it is economic development, so.
And now he will be governor.
So,
You know something we don't know?
Just reporting what my wife told me.
Oh,
Well, is Barry Fallon up for an ambassador position?
she was up for a cabinet position, they didn't put her.
Well, I know, but she told me the other day, just yesterday, Bob, I never argue with her, but Mary Fallon was up for another position.
Wow.
It could open up Todd Lynn to be governor.
I move we adjourn.
I don't think, I'll tell you what, Lynn, if this happens, we need to, where you heard it here first.
Okay, we can
In
make it
the
up ahead.
paper.
I was gonna say we could only hope.
Todd Holder said,
Bingo.
something
We
else
could
that I
only
might
hope.
report to you, Bob Portis is retiring from the Port of Catoosa. We still have strong ties there with David Yarborough, and so I want to continue working that avenue. I was visiting with Bob for just a few minutes before the meeting, and he said things were picking up there.
Yeah, I'm starting to move. My friend
So-
of mine's a crane operator out there. The last 3 weeks, he's been working every day, 12 hours a day.
wow.
It's starting to pick up.
Really want to push on the businesses over there and see if we can get something extended out through
We probably
here.
need to make a president of his retirement, whatever that is. I'll be happy to go.
Let me know.
Because I think he
I'm
was,
5 miles from there.
he was very instrumental in doing some really positive things for us and getting us, and we need to support that. Right, in my opinion, I'll go.
Well, Bob will be there too.
That's
I'll be
my
glad to.
stand. You can ride over with me in the plane.
What about Randy?
And I'll
He
pick,
can if he
I'll
wants
pick
to.
you up. I'll pick you guys up.
Well, so, okay, you guys will handle it about a presentation or something to him, all that.
No, not any presentation, but we'll be there for the lunch and cookies.
I just think that you guys needed to be aware of that, because he
Yeah.
has been a very good ally and ambassador for us.
Do we know who's gonna replace him?
There has no been anything official yet,
Todd.
So- anyway. I would be assuming that it would be David. But that would be an assumption at this point. So,
Okay, any new business at this time? Needs to be brought before the group? Okay, any remarks?
Yeah, I'm the only citizen here.
Yes, so this is your opportunity.